Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do a yin yoga sequence for the hips and the lower back, a little bit of the upper back as well. So hop on your mat and join me. For today you'll need 2 blocks if you have them, or something about this size, maybe some cushions about that size you can hold on to if you don't have blocks, and then a blanket. Okay, and we'll get started. So we'll start in dragonfly. So I recommend sitting up on a blanket or a bolster or a cushion. It just helps elevate the hips so you can access the pose a little bit easier. So you'll take your feet wide. So your feet are going to be in a straddle and just wide enough to where you feel a sensation happening on the inner thighs. If you don't feel anything, take your feet wider. If you feel too much, then bring them closer in. And then you can take a block or 2 out in front to rest your elbows down on in just a second. So sit up tall, and we'll start with eagle arms. So take the right arm on top of the left, hug yourself here. You can stay there or inch your fingertips toward each other on your back, or you can keep the elbows stacked and pull the hands up in front of you. Maybe hook them together, maybe your thumb and your pinky. And then you can keep the spine straight, or you can hinge forward while with the spine straight, or round the back if that's better for your back. And you can rest your elbows on your blocks or your forearms. You're tucking your chin to your chest. And just start to relax here. So you're relaxing the inner thighs, soften the kneecaps. Let your jaw relax. I'll take a few big breaths, breathing into the upper back. Feeling the upper back expand and then contract and melt down with the exhale. And just a reminder, when we're practicing yin yoga, we want to come into a shape that we can hold for a long period of time. So you're not too deep into the posture as you normally possibly would be in a regular yoga class. And then once you find your shape where you feel a mild sensation on the targeted area, here we're targeting the inner thighs and the upper back, then you relax the muscles in those areas so that we can access the joints and the connective tissues. When the muscles are tense and contracted, activated, then it's hard to reach those joints and connective tissues. It's just easier when they're relaxed. So really focus on relaxing the muscles in the targeted area. Now, other points of your body may not be relaxed. So just focus on the areas that we're intending to target, which, again, like I said, the inner thighs and the upper back here. So relax there. Then you want to try to become still in the pose. So unless you are feeling pain, numbness, tingling, or you just feel like you're in too deep in the posture, or maybe your body's shaking, or maybe you're feeling a lot of anxiety, that could be a sign that you're in the posture a little bit too deep. So then you may want to move in that case to come out of the posture. Sometimes you lose sensation while you're in a posture, and so if that's the case, you may want to go a little deeper, and therefore you would move at that point. Otherwise, you want to try to remain relatively still for the duration of the posture. And I'm holding these postures 3 to 5 minutes, but you're always welcome to pick your own number. If that's too long for you, or you're just starting out, then you might want to pick a number that is a little bit less than that. So just listen to your body. Don't try to make your body look like mine or like someone else's. Just go by sensation and feeling. So we'll be here for about 10 more breaths. Go ahead and rise up. Unwind your arms, take them out wide and behind you, and then we'll switch the cross of our arms. So taking the left arm on top of the right this time, hug yourself or hug upward and grab your hands. Then you'll hinge at the hips, floating down gently or rounding the spine if it feels okay in your back, and tucking the chin to the chest. And then as you're holding there, I wanted to, for this class, work on creating more carbon dioxide in the body. And that may seem counterproductive, but carbon dioxide acts as a catalyst molecule to release oxygen from our hemoglobin. So if we want oxygen to get from our vascular system to our cells, we need to have enough carbon dioxide to function as key to unlock the oxygen from the blood. I'm getting this information from my teacher, Josh Summers, and he is getting it, I believe, from a medical journal resource. So there's some new research out there that's saying carbon dioxide isn't all that bad, and that we actually need it to help release that oxygen into our cells. So how do we get more carbon dioxide in our body? Well, there's a few different ways you can do it, so we're going to practice that tonight. So just basically, we'll start with a gentle inhale of your breath, and we're inhaling and exhaling through the nose. And by doing that, by breathing in and out the nose, you are creating the air moving in and out of the nose. It increases the tissue in the sinuses to produce more nitric oxide, which is a compound molecule that was discovered in the 90s, and it has a lot of benefits. So it's a vasodilator, so it relaxes the tension in the vascular system, and it reduces blood pressure. So if you have high blood pressure, this would be a good breath to try out. It also, nutrients and oxygen are more readily distributed. It also has an anti-inflammatory effect and signaling molecule in the immune system. We could all use that right now with everything going on. So you're going to inhale through the nose slowly. And it's not a full breath where you're going to explode with air. It's just enough to get you by. And then the exhale will be a little bit longer than the inhale. You can try holding the breath with empty lungs for a couple seconds if it's okay in your body. If you start to panic or feel anxiety, then I would just go right into the next breath. But make sure the inhale is slow and controlled. So inhaling slowly, not a full breath, just enough to get you by. Exhale fully. And maybe a hold at the bottom for a couple seconds. And then let's rise up and unwind our arms, take them out wide and behind us. Then you can sit back on your hands and take your feet out in front, windshield wiper your knees side to side. Now we held that posture a little bit longer, but you're always welcome to come out of the pose if you need to. Just listen to your body. That's the main key in this practice. So we'll try that nasal breathing in every posture that we do, and then we'll try another type of breath after a few other postures. Okay, so once you feel like your hips have kind of settled down a little, we're going to go right back into them. So here we're coming into square pose. So you can take your right foot on top of the left knee, and then you stack your left foot underneath the right knee. Now, if this is not working out for you today and that is not accessible, that's okay. You can take the bottom leg straight out. It will give you more of a back of the leg stretch on the left. Or what you can do is cross the shins. Try to keep them kind of centered there. And that might be enough for you to feel in the outer hips. So here we're targeting, and then you'll take your blocks out in front, same thing. You can rest your elbows on there, or you can just fold forward and rest your head on there. So we'll start. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, fold forward. So if you want to place your elbows on your blocks, I like to put my elbows there and hold my head, my face, or maybe kind of rub my temples a little bit. Or if you'd like to continue with that eagle arms, you're welcome to do that as well. Or you can just rest your arms down and rest your head down on the blocks. If your head is on a block, you can try gently moving the block, your head side to side, massaging your forehead, and we'll take some of those slow breaths here. So inhaling slowly through the nose, not a full breath, just enough to get you by. Exhale fully out the nose. Hold with empty lungs. And then the next breath in is a slow, controlled inhale. So sometimes if you talk a lot for your job, like maybe you're a teacher or maybe you're in communications or sales, or you just talk a lot of times we take in too much oxygen. We don't have enough carbon dioxide. So this breath can help create more of that and create more of a balance in the body. So just keeping your exhale, your empty lungs for just a couple more seconds before you inhale the next breath can help create more of that in the body. And as you're focusing on that breath, if it gets too much, you feel anxiety or anything, you can obviously stop and just breathe naturally and come back to it when you're ready. And if this bothers your back at all, you can keep your spine straight and just hinge at the hips. That's where elbows on blocks could help out with that. So we're looking for a sensation in that outer right hip. You may feel a sensation in both hips. And we're slowly going to come up. You can unwind your feet. Take your feet wide and then windshield wiper your knees side to side. And then we'll switch up the cross of our legs. So this time you'll take your left foot on top of your right knee and fold forward when you're ready. Like the one we did last time. Okay, so this time you'll take your right foot on top of your left knee. Just kidding. And you'll fold forward when you're ready. Now we're looking for a sensation in that left outer hip or possibly both hips. Take a couple of those carbon dioxide breaths where you're holding the breath for a few seconds at the bottom of the exhale. And as you're focusing on that breathing, try to settle in and become aware of any sounds you may be hearing. Maybe on this video, maybe my voice, maybe they're loud sounds surrounding you, maybe they're soft sounds, maybe they're distant sounds, maybe birds chirping, music playing, kids in the background. Whatever it may be, just bring your awareness to those sounds. And slowly rise up. Take your hands behind you, take your feet out in front wide, and windshield wiper your knees slowly side to side. Then you can come off of your block or your blanket and come down to your back. You can push your blocks and props to the side. Lie down in just a resonance, relaxation pose just for a moment. Allowing your spine to adjust, the energy that you conjured up in your hips to start to dissipate. Switch over to a different type of breath where we add a hum on the exhale. This isn't a new type of breath, it's been around for a while. But try incorporating it into your yin practice and see how it makes you feel. The vibrations from the hum can cause changes, for the positive changes possibly in the body. It may make you feel good. It may calm the nervous system. So if you're ever having anxiety or stress, you can try this humming breath and it will help calm you down. So just same natural, slow inhale. And on the exhale, you just hum. And then after that long hum, you're just going to breathe naturally for a couple rounds of breath. And then on the next exhale, you'll hum again. And we'll do that about 3 or 4 times. So here we go. And breathe naturally. Now, if you're in a loud place or there's sounds that are bothering you, you can also do this with closing the ears. And you can really tune into your personal hum, your vibrations that you're creating in your body. Also, focus on filling the belly up with air, breathing into the lower lungs. Try not to let the rib cage expand at all. Try just breathing into the belly and hugging the belly in. It takes a lot of practice, so if it's hard to do at first, it's okay. It takes time and practice to get there. It sometimes helps if you put your hand on your belly as well, so you can try that. So we'll try another hum breath when you're ready. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Give your knees a hug into your chest. Rock side to side. Rock up to a seated position. Thank you for joining me for this quick yin practice. I hope your hips feel amazing and I hope you feel a little bit more calm. Thanks for joining me today. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.